We'll start with BBC Radio Leicester, please.
To Ian Stringer.
Brendan, hi, it's Ian up in the press box. We're live on Radio Leicester as always. Hi, if you don't mind starting with Harvey Barnes, there's a lot of people worried about Harvey and his knee. What's the situation? What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's not good news. It looks like he needs to go in for an operation, so he's probably going to be minimum 6 weeks. So a little bit of the bone in his knees come off, so he'll need that repaired. So he'd had niggles with it, hence the reason why we tried to recover him on Thursday and rest him a little bit to try and take some pressure off it. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a bad one for him and huge blow for us.
So is this something he's been carrying, Brendan? If so, forgive me, but is it cartilage based or is it a ligament problem? Yeah,
I believe it's around his cartilage. He's had issues with it. He had a clash of knees in a game a few weeks ago, so it's just been irritable. But obviously, unfortunately today, he had that challenge right on it, which has obviously made it worse.
In some ways, with what's happened with James Justin, and I know 6 weeks without Harvey Barnes minimum, as you rightly say, Brendan, minimum 6 weeks without Harvey Barnes is bad. But I guess when you see a player leaving with a knee problem, it could have been worse than it is ultimately, I guess. Is there scant consolation in that?
Yeah, well, that is the only consolation, that it's not going to be as long as what it maybe looked like. So, but I'll hear more tomorrow, Ian, once I've looked at length and. Yeah, but initially that's what we're thinking. It's 6 weeks minimum.
Understand that, and I know we're going to speak to you tomorrow ahead of Burnley, but very briefly, Johnny Evans went off. Was that a calf problem, Brendan? And is that something he's been carrying for a while?
Yeah, he's felt it's how you would have a dead leg. He's had this dead calf, which he's been able to get through, but you've seen in some games probably as he's made some actions, and it's aggravated it. Today it felt a little bit worse. He was shooting pain. Go up through his calf. So yeah, he'll need to do a scan and then we'll see where he's at.
And Jamie Vardy, Brendan, is he okay? Because we saw him pouring at his groin area. Is he all right?
We hope so. He had an accident in the first half and he just twisted and he felt something, but he was okay. He carried on with the game and thus far, I've had no indication that he's feeling any or worse.
Brendan, I think it's fair to say that having watched the game up here, I've seen every game in your tenure and I've watched the club for a long, long time. But the games have caught up with you, have they not? It seemed like there's some empty tanks pretty early in that game. Not questioning endeavour, not questioning desire, Brendan, at all. But it just seemed such hard work for your players out there.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It's we're down to the bare bones really, but we've carried it all season, and the players have been great. But I think I thought even when we got the first goal, that energy. I think if you look at, I think Arsenal made about 7 changes in the game, so their squad they were able to do that, and I thought they had the greater energy in the game. So yeah, it's absolutely fair enough. My players until this point have been brilliant. We've suffered with a lot. We've had to get through and find a way. But of course, when you're missing the influential players and you can't rotate and change, then of course it makes a difference. However, we'll find a way. The spirit, like you say, in the second half, the endeavour, all of those things, for me, are an obligation. I never have to ask the players to contribute that way. But of course. Just that slight bit of energy was lacking in the team, which was unfortunate.
And that seemed to lead to decision making as well, Brendan, and kind of some tired decisions. Again, I don't think intent, but just kind of mental fatigue as well as the physical fatigue as well. And when Arsenal got the third, they seemed in control and did a horrible thing to you, of course, which you then had to run around and try and retrieve the ball, which drains the energy tanks even more ahead of another game on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think you see those passes. One thing that goes whenever you have that tiredness is your technique, and you'll have seen passes going astray, which is always the telltale sign, really, especially with our team that's normally crisp and precise with our passing. But yeah, when it gets to 3-1, I'm disappointed with the third goal, because we had bodies around the ball, but like I said, breaks out, and then they break away and they get a bit of fortune in the box to get the third goal. From that point, they can drop their lines in deeper, and then we really have to work the ball to try and create opportunities. So a couple of little half chances, Kelda's one at the end, which could have made it interesting for the last few minutes. But overall, we didn't influence the game the way we wanted to, and now the challenge is, which I'm really looking forward to, and I said to the players afterwards, we've been on a great run in the Premier League. This is a disappointment for us today. It's the first game we'd lost against a so-called Big Six club. But now we've got to go away and face the challenge now of having players out for this season to come together and find a way to win our next game.
And that's the nature of my final question, Brendan, if you wouldn't mind. There's a lot of people flooding our airwaves tonight, being worried about what happened last season. And I know that you say you've learned from that and the players have learned, but of course injuries are worse this season. What message have you got to reassure some Foxes fans tonight that you have learnt lessons and that you're going to be able to keep that European place, be it Champions League or Europa League dream, going for the rest of the season?
Yeah, the one thing I can promise is that we'll do our very best. You know, I can't control injuries. That was a part of it last season. I think you've seen the reaction of the players up until now to show that they've learned. You know, they weren't disappointed. They weren't negative from the very first game of the season. We've been really positive in our games, and now we've got through to this stage in a great position. So we now have to dig deep now. As I said, I can't control the injuries, but what I can control is the attitude of the team and the mentality of the team. And for that, the players are absolutely brilliant. So we'll go away, we'll try to recover now. It's a couple of days before another big game for us, and we will do our very, very best with what's available right through to the end of the season.
Thanks for your time, Brendan. Always appreciate it. 8 games in February, and it's finishing on a difficult one, but I know we'll speak to you ahead of the game tomorrow. So thanks for your time today.
Cheers. Thanks, Ian.
Okay, Roger, talk, please.
Hi, Brendan. Just further to what you were talking about, the injuries and so on, and the tiredness. You appear to have coped extremely well so far this season with the injuries you've had, and not as much noise has been made about the injury problems that Leicester have made as perhaps other clubs. How much credit does your team deserve for being even in this position at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I've said all along the players have been immense. You know, all the difficulties that we've had with them, and we've tried to just address that by staying positive and not talking about it so much, and because you can't influence it when players are injured. So and that's how we'll approach the rest of the season. It's a blow, obviously, the likes of Harvey out, who's been outstanding all season and developed really well, and so hopefully he can get back for some period of the season. And of course, Johnny, we have to wait and see. So, but listen, we're not here to have credit. We're here to work, quietly go about our job in a professional way. The players have done that all season, and okay, today's a blow for us, but we go again on Wednesday, look to respond and see if we can get the result.
And it was asked before about, people will start talking about what happened last season with the results tailing off. Does it help you in the fact that there are other teams around at the moment who don't seem to be like on a run as such, and people are dropping points all over the place, and that might make it slightly easier, shall I say, to keep yourself in the mix there even through these difficult times?
Yeah, I don't really think of other teams, to be honest, because it's primarily what you do yourselves, Roger. That's ultimately where you deserve to finish. You control your own performance. You can't control injuries and whatnot, but certainly performance you can. And that's all we can think about. And our goal, like I say, is to arrive in European football again. We're still in a great position to do that. And like I say, our defeat today won't change that. Honest group, brilliant group of players. They're determined and focused, and despite the players that are out, of course we play the game, and it's a different game when you've got that level of player out. But these players consistently through the season. We've found a way, and that's what we'll look to do again.
Thanks, Brendan.
Cheers. Thanks, Roger.
Okay, last one for Jordan Blackwell, please.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi, John.
Can the injuries have a demoralising effect on the players that are fit? You know, seeing their teammates get injured, seeing them stretch it off.
Well, I think it gives them a disappointment. You know, they all want to play with the best players available, and plus, I think we've shown enough over my time here when we have that availability, the level of game at which we can play to. So of course, today, you know, when you're playing that system with the players that are available, then of course it can be different. So, but like I've done all season, Jordan, I don't really want to go on about it too much. We can't really affect now Harvey's situation. You know, we hope that he comes back fit and well. You know, everyone has seen the depth of our squad. Players until this point have fought like hell to be in the position that we're in, and we'll continue to do that. We'll have to look and maybe find different ways now with the players that are out. So, but we'll continue to fight, we'll continue to work, and and look forward to this challenge and embrace it. Cheers, Jordan.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.